Hello. Due to last week's technical difficulties, we're going to compile all of the unaired packages for last week into one place for your viewing pleasure. So enjoy.
There are multiple junior volunteer programs here in KC, including the one at Shawnee Mission Medical. We have a few students here at Mill Valley who are a part of this program, and I sat down with one to get a closer look.
One of my friends was going to do it, and I think she just didn't want to do it alone, so she's like, "You want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like a fun idea and a good way to get extra service hours pretty regularly." You only work with, your specific shift and your specific person, so you don't really see any of the other volunteers. So right now I'm at the birth center admitting on Sunday morning, so I just kind of direct people visiting new moms or help get almost to be new moms signed in and stuff to give birth. Usually when I get here, I go and fill up the water and make sure that the refreshment station is all set up for people that come in, and then we log in. We have a login to the computers, and so that's what we use to tell people what rooms they're in, or if there's a certain birthing class or just a sibling class, we kind of give them supplies if they need that, but just kind of helping out in general around the area. I just kind of like to volunteer here because you have time to work on homework, but you also are still doing stuff, so it's not boring or anything like that.
What a cool way to give back to our community. This has been Brenna Russell reporting for MVTV.
Today we are going to look at some of the facts regarding screen time here in the USA and the effects it has on developing brains. For instance, did you know that Americans spend an average of 10 hours and 40 minutes a day on screens? Out of a 168-hour week, we spend more than 50 hours on our devices, and that's a lot. Due to the alarming amount of time spent on screens, the National Institutes of Health recently began a $300 million study to examine the effects on developing brains. Early results revealed that kids who use screens more than 7 hours per day showed physical changes to the brain known as thinning to the cortex. The first study showed that kids who spent more than 2 hours a day on screens scored lower on language and thinking tests. However, scientists don't know if these results are specifically due to screen time. There could be many other variables that are leading to these effects. Now that you know the effects of screen time on developing brains, the question is, are you willing to take a break? This has been Drew Klein reporting for MVTV.
A couple weeks ago, Mill Valley competed in the state competition for powerlifting. Derek Wagner, Ben Tronick, and Christian Roth all were runner-up in their weight class. Let's find out more about Mill Valley powerlifting.
So we go up to the weightlifting meets on Saturdays, and we compete by, first we warm up, and then we go to squat, bench, and hang clean.
You start preparing for your first event by foam rolling and stretching. It's you get 3 attempts, and there are 3 different lifts: the bench, squat, and hang clean. Powerlifting training doesn't really need to be a pretty frequent thing. You could train 4 days a week and you could be pretty good. You do lots of heavy weight, low reps, preparing your body to lift the most amount of weight that it can.
Well, most of us are in football, so we just do weight class and we kind of go up on the weekends. Well, right now we have about 10 to 15 kids, but I see that going up in the coming years.
I think Coach Barnes wants to do a lot of things with powerlifting. He's giving middle schoolers a chance to start powerlifting by doing something every Tuesday and Thursday with them. And I think he's trying to start up an actual team at Mill Valley for powerlifting.
I think the hardest thing with powerlifting is if you don't get your weight that you want, you got to go back the next time and just do better and work for it.
Powerlifting has hopes of growing from a club to a school sport. Congratulations to all those who competed. This is Tanner Jones reporting for MVTV.
Hi, I'm Klein Boone, and I'm your 2019 Mr. Mill Valley.
Last Wednesday night, Student Council hosted its 4th annual Mr. Mill Valley competition. In this event, a variety of junior and senior boys representing many different activities and athletic groups from the Valley competed for the ultimate title of 2019 Mr. Mill Valley. Contestants competed in spirit wear, talent, poetry reading, and formal wear sections. This year's winner is Mr. Baseball, Klein Boone, who chose to donate all of his money to Relay for Life of Jaguar Nation. Now, let's go meet your 2019 Mr. Mill Valley.
In Mill Valley, I'm involved in baseball, basketball, relay for life, and student ambassadors. I knew I had great contestants, so I had to bring my best stuff. So I actually didn't know what I was doing until the night before, and then I wrote my poem about 2 days before, and then I had to bring my cat, which is a struggle, but it seemed to work out. The hardest part was going up against Ben So since he's such a cutie. My favorite grade has been junior year because I've had a little seniority over freshmen and sophomores, and it's just been the most fun so far. My favorite part is the atmosphere because, especially at athletic events, because of how riled up the crowd gets.
This event raised a total of $704 to go towards tomorrow's Relay for Life. Thanks so much to Stuco for putting on such a wonderful and charitable cause. This has been Audrey Grabmeyer reporting for MVTV.
Many students don't know where or why we get the food we do. I want to ask Melissa Miller, the Director of Nutrition, to find out a little bit more about the food we eat at lunch.
The food that you get served to you here at Mill Valley is set by USDA and state guidelines. We do have certain calorie ranges and nutritional requirements that we have to have in order for our program. The nutrition goals are set by the USDA and the Kansas State Department of Education, and for a high school lunch, the calorie range needs to be between 750 and 850 calories. It can be difficult trying to plan a menu because of, first of all, staying within the calorie range. So not only meeting daily nutritional guidelines, it can be very hard because we have weekly nutritional guidelines that we also have to offer. So we feel like that they are offering a well-balanced round nutrition with having so many options. I think the students generally like the menu items that we serve. For the most part, no, we don't get complaints. We get a lot of compliments.
This week, Jax, I challenge you to choose healthier foods for lunch. This has been Grace Moser reporting for MVTV.
Welcome back to another episode of What's Happening Now. Time to take a big swig out of my college admissions are not corrupt mug, and then let's begin. What? As it turns out, the college admissions system has seen its fair share of corruption. In what the FBI are calling Operation Varsity Blues, over 50 people were involved in schemes to get their children into college. Those accused paid upwards of $6.5 million to have coaches lie about athletic ability, have people take standardized tests for their students, and other various illegal things. Most notably, of course, is that actresses Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman were among those charged. Why'd you do it, Aunt Becky? Moving on. On Monday, Apple made an announcement over upcoming products and services. Among those were the Apple Card, a titanium credit card that keeps track of spending in the Apple Wallet app, and 2 paid subscription services for magazines and video games. No longer do you have to pay $8,000 for all of your magazines. Now you can have them all in one place for just one monthly payment of $9.99. Finally, Jordan Peele's new movie Us had a monstrous opening weekend, raking in over $70 million in the United States. The film stars Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke and revolves around evil doppelgangers trying to kill and replace their counterparts. If that plot sounds familiar, it's probably because it's the same as Average Joe, a film directed by me, Jack Mahoney. Average Joe, of course, revolves around evil doppelgangers trying to kill and replace their counterparts. All I'm saying is, because these plots are so similar, it's basically like I wrote a $70 million opening weekend movie. And with that, peace.